There we go. Oh, look at all the people who are here. Hello, people.
Wait.
Hi, James.
Hey, people.
Oh, we're almost up to the part where you guys wave. We say good morning.
Oh.
This is the Saturday service. I am Rabbi Brian. I'm glad you're here. I'm joined by a bunch of my friends. Here, a bunch of my friends. Hi, friends. Say hi. A bunch of people who are on Facebook. If you are not live with us on Facebook, go to rotb.org, sign up for downloads. You can join us. You'll get an invitation. If you're watching on YouTube or you're watching on Facebook, welcome. If you're watching a recording, welcome. Glad you guys are all here. Oh, good morning, Rita. Good morning, Carol. I missed some people. Good morning, Eileen. Good morning, Bob and James and Bruce and everyone else. Good morning. I'm glad you're here. I'm Rabbi Brian. I host the Saturday service. This is a different kind of way of doing a religious service. It is delightfully dogma-free and interactive. And glad you guys are here. As usual, I ask you if you are here live to keep your camera on and to use the sorry. Leave yourself unmuted, and if there's extra noise, we'll either mute you or you'll figure it out and mute yourself. And I need to tell you guys just before we get going, I'm having a little bit of the I had too many peaches last night situation going on with my stomach. And might be
dear.
But they're really good this season, and so I'm a little bit distracted by gurglings going on,
how can we help you with this problem? You seem pretty happy.
I just wanted to share and let all of you know where I am, in case you see me looking a little sweaty or otherwise.
Or if you have to leave very quickly.
You disappear?
I hope not. I hope to have timed it out just fine. So thank you guys. Glad you guys are all here. This is really an amazing thing. I'm going to just wax for a moment on what an amazing thing it is that we, and by we I mean I plus you, have created this community. Based on the fact that the group of people are willing to share, and you are willing to share and willing to participate. That's what makes a community. I think the number of people whose hands I have shaken and talked to in person on the screen is pretty low, and it's really amazing of what kind. I got how a real community can form and how we're all here. I have a few quickie. If somebody who is on Facebook, who's watching this on YouTube, if you are watching this on YouTube, would you please put a chat in with the URL of how the heck you're watching this on YouTube? Because when the website got redone, I don't remember how you're streaming, how to give someone the streaming link. So if you happen to have the streaming link available of how you are watching this, please do let me know. Few follow-up and things from last week. I was told by a few people who I spoke with after the service or emailed with after the service that it seems that I'm going too fast, that I often will pull the quote down from the screen before you were done with it. And I appreciate the feedback very much. And I ask, please tell me during the service if the quote's up and it's too short. Just let me know. This is live, so you can tell me live, hey, we need a little bit more time with that quote.
There's a quick question in the chat. Has the payment portal been fixed?
Payment portal is fixed. You should be able to make a donation. If you go to rotb.org, you go to the brand new website, and you should be able to make a donation. Thank you for asking on that one. That will also come up later in the announcements. Follow-ups. Please tell your friends about this service. I want to get that part away right now. If you tell 6 friends about the service, I'll send you a PopTart. I thought I'd incentivize it. And if you get, and I was thinking about this, I'll send you a PopTart with 6 people, and if you get I don't know, let's say you get 5 people to join the service, I'll send you a toaster. Sound good? Except if you're like across international borders, and that makes it a little harder. But anyway, thank you for telling people about this service and sharing it. That's really what I wanted to get to.
And can you hear me at all?
Oh, hi, Joy. Glad that you made
I thought I wasn't going to be able to get in, but we finished much earlier than I expected, so I'm here.
I'm delighted. Thank you for letting me know. Also, everyone, you don't need to let me know if you're not able to attend on a certain Saturday. That's all right. I do appreciate you letting me know, though, and I'm glad to see you that you are here. I have a bunch of notes here. Puppy, you are going outside.
Hi, Sparks.
Sorry. His toy got caught. There he is. Good morning. Good morning. Here's a few things I wanted us to start with. Let's start straight away with this quote, and then we'll take a moment. And this quote is from Epictetus. I don't know how to say his name perfectly well. He was a Greek slave turned philosopher who had some definite physical difficulties.
Just got an online. Sorry.
Okay, here we are. So here's the quote. The quote says, "People are not disturbed by things, but by the views they take of them." It's quite a strong quote.
Mm-hmm.
People are not disturbed by things, but by the views they take of them. So it's not the thing that upsets us, it's the way we perceive the thing that upsets us. And this quote plays very well into things that we had been talking about. You guys remember the thing we talked about the spoon? Does anyone remember the quote we had about the spoon and the plate of food?
Yes.
Can someone go ahead. Say it, Betsy.
If you don't like someone, the way they hold their spoon will offend you. But if you like someone, they can dump a whole plate of food on your lap and it won't bother you.
Right.
And you will forgive them anyway.
Yeah. Exactly right. That it's not the way the person holds the spoon that's offensive, because somebody who you like could drop a plate of food in your lap and you wouldn't mind. So it means exactly back to this quote. People are disturbed by things, not by things, but by the views they take on them. Someone have an example of this from their own life that they can think of? Let me take a look at all of your beautiful faces. Hello, people in your beautiful faces. Oh, hello. There we are. Oh, there's everybody. Dog. I know, it was right there again.
Bless you, Carol.
So maybe we can use my dog as an example. It's annoying that my dog's right, his little treat bucket, he couldn't get it and he's barking. I'm more annoyed by the fact that he's barking or by my view that I'm going to be embarrassed and this is going to go poorly.
There's this morning's spiritual barometer.
Oh, thanks, Stephen. This is exactly what we're getting at. And here we go. Hold on. This is a spiritual barometer, and I can't get my computer. There we go. It's our spiritual barometer. Let's talk about a spiritual barometer in a moment. But this is our. Oh, Steve, you jumped me way ahead on my notes. So this is going to be one of the things that we're talking about today.
Sorry, I pay attention in class.
Worst kind of students. Unbelievable.
Wow, that leads me to amazing thing.
What is that?
The amount of love you have is inversely proportional to the amount of annoyance you will have to put up with.
Uh-oh, wait a second. Okay. I need everybody, I did not warn you. Fasten your seatbelt. This is about to get deep real fast. So say that again, Betsy.
The amount of love that you have is inversely proportional to the amount of annoyance you will have to put up with.
Explain that a little bit. I have to deal with this dog, and this dog is being really annoying. How does that affect the amount of love in my life?
The more attuned you can be to the appreciation that you have for something in your life, for instance, the less you will be annoyed by.
Oh! The more, if I have more love, I will be less annoyed.
Yes.
That's what you said.
Oh, okay, but I didn't get it until I just said it right there.
Okay, well, I thought being a mathematician, the inversely proportional would appeal.
I got the inverse part. I knew how to note it. I just didn't know how to make sense out of it. And this goes back, if you remember, a long time we did the thing about the torku goobos of poosballs, and how you can completely you can say something and have no idea what you're talking about. So I understood this, I just didn't understand it. So if I have more love in my life, we're positing, if I'm filled with more love, I will be less annoyed.
I heard that differently. I heard that the more love you have in your life, the more annoyance you'll put up with.
No. The less annoyance you will have that you will have to put up with.
All right, wait, Steve. So let's get this right. Steve, say your part of it again.
If I don't care about you and you annoy me a little bit, I'm going to dismiss you and push you away. If I care about you and you annoy me, I will put up with you much longer and make excuses for you or tolerate it in a much more tolerable way.
So let me try to get both of them.
The more love I have in your life, the more annoyance I will put up with.
Oh! So you're saying the more love you have in your life, the more patient you'll be.
Okay.
More love in your life leads to more patience, and the more patience you have, the less annoyed you will be.
Yeah, I think that's true.
We're good there?
I have another one.
Go ahead, Rita.
I just heard this recently. Sometimes when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change.
Oh, say that one more time, because that sounds vaguely profound.
Yeah, I
Only vaguely.
Sometimes when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change.
Unreal. Okay, that
Yes.
is beautiful. If you change the way you look at things, the way you look at things change. Oh my goodness. Hold on.
That came from the Hallmark Channel.
It's a great,
God bless the Hallmark Channel.
Hey, folks, there's wisdom to be taken from just about everything if you look for it. Okay, well, no, but okay, wait, time out. Now we're gonna. There's a phrase in the Talmud early in, and it says, "Who is wise?" And then it answers, "Who is wise? Whoever learns from everybody."
Mm-hmm.
I've heard that.
Who is wise? Whosoever learns from everybody. How do you get to be wise?
You listen.
You listen. You learn all the time. You're constantly changing.
Yeah.
All right. So we are going to take a minute for some prayers, some time to think. Of course, at this time, we're thinking about Alma and Alma's grandson, Axel, and we're thinking also about Cousin Amy. We got to take a moment to talk about Cousin Amy for a moment. Last week, the quote that I put up on the screen here, was about the open window, the open door, this Rumi's idea that the more we share who we really truly are, the more other people can see us and the more loved we can feel. And last week, shortly after I shared that, and if you were here, you got to witness as my cousin Amy, second cousin once removed. I've never actually met her, but cousin Amy shared really what was going on in her life, and opened up her heart to all of us who were here. And I'll speak on behalf of everyone, and correct me otherwise. But there was a way that we all felt so much more connected to her because she was being open and honest. Can I get some visual? You're all here. Yeah, it was quite an amazing thing. And we're thinking about Cousin Amy, who hopefully will get to be watching this on replay, and if we can get the paperwork right, she'll hopefully be able to join the service next week. We'll see. So let's take a moment to think about all the people. All the people
Would you like the list?
Yeah. Can you post the list? Tell us the list of people out who come from the Mighty Network list, and then if you want to add in anyone who's in your heart that you want to share, who you want to have good thoughts for. So go ahead, Joe. Tell us who it is you got on our list today.
This is the list from last week. So Linda and Amy and Marilyn, Loretta, Alma, Katie, Katie's husband, Axel, Monica, Jesse, and a Yahoo prayer for Jocelyn. In real life victories in the clubhouse, and I added the state of Missouri.
Okay, wonderful. So let's take a minute just of silent prayer. We'll start here at 20 seconds and we'll go. And keep your eyes open, look at each other, love each other. Let's do a minute now.
Can't hear you, Rabbi. Can't hear you, Rabbi.
Is our minute over? I just thought we were lingering.
It would be really good if I unmuted my microphone.
Yeah, it would be.
That's helpful. Okay, so hi. Sorry about that.
Hi.
I'm trying to connect that into like the theme of today about annoyances or somehow spiritual barometer, but that was just me not turning on my microphone after my dog was barking. Okay, welcome back. Sorry about that. Let me say good morning to everyone again. I'm going to start with a few... where are we? We have a lot to go on. And I'm trying to do it slower. Last week we did something and I messed up my instruction at the very end of it, and I want to redo that. Last week I had asked you on a piece of paper, so if you have a piece of paper nearby, to please try this again. And if you already know how this is going, I'm going to ask you to challenge yourself, not by putting the easy answers down, but by trying something a little more challenging and see how it goes. I'd like to ask everyone, write down on a piece of paper 3 sentences. I am blank, I am blank, I am blank. And write down any 3 things that you find yourself that you are. So write down on a piece of paper, I am blank, I am blank, I am blank. And what I did last week, and I made a mistake, was I said we're going to go into small groups, and I was fine there. Does everyone have 3 things written down? Let me just take a time. We got almost, no, we're still working on a few things. Okay. So we get a few more things written down. I am blank, I am blank, I am blank. Oh, I'll tell you one thing. It was really fun last week. I think it was last Saturday. Annie and I are cooking dinner together, and she says, "Dad, I really like that exercise that you did. Where'd you get it?" It's like, Annie, your dad makes these things up. I have a lifetime of doing this, and I'm glad you liked it. But no, that was my idea. It came to me a few days ago. So here's how it goes. You wrote down 3 things. I am blank, I am blank, I am blank. We're going to open up small groups. And we're going to have small groups of 4 to 5 people. And I'm going to ask you, and I'll tell you exactly where I messed this up last week. I'm going to ask you to, in the small group, go around person to person and to say, what I like about me is that I am, and then fill in one of the things from your list. And then what I like about me is that I am, fill in one of the things, and what I like about me is that I am blank. And what I did last week, and it messed it up a bit, was I said, if you want, you can... Kip, do you remember the word that I misused, and I should have used a different word? I remember you...
Yeah, you suggested you could put in something better.
Oh, right. I said, if you don't like the word that you have there, put in something better. And unfortunately, some people... what I meant by better was worse. And I can see how you might have misunderstood what I meant. What I meant was better was harder. Put in something that's harder. And I'll tell you, there's a little thing that's done in biblical criticism when they're looking at, okay, sorry to tell you this, but when they're looking at 2 different old Bible manuscripts, and that the wording in one manuscript and one folio is different than the wording in another manuscript or folio, they have to go, well, which one's probably the older, more authentic biblical passage? And one of the rules that they use for it is, if it is a more difficult translation, that's probably the original. So there's this line where it says, and then all of the that God gave them the land for all of the sons of God to live in. It says in one Bible, one manuscript. And the other one says God gave them the land for all the sons of Israel to live in, which is a lot more palatable. So the scholars go, it's probably this one for all the sons of God's to live in, because we don't understand that. That one's yucky. So that one's probably the real. You understand what I'm saying. So when I ask you to put in something better is I am blank. And one of the examples we had last week was somebody had written down the first time, I am emotional. And then to go into the small groups and say, what I like about me is that I am emotional. And that's going to change how you hear this thing that you wrote about yourself. So at this point, take a little look at your list of 3 things. And if you want to change it for something better, again, now using the word better to mean better or worse, to please put that in. Kip, was that clearer?
Absolutely.
Okay, so everyone's got their list. We're going to go into small groups. You're going to get led into a small group, and you're going to go around the group and just read out your list. What I like about myself is that I am blank, and all the while paying attention to how does this feel? How does it feel to say these things to other people in a group, to open up my heart, to be honest with people who I don't really know? How does it feel to admit to myself that I might not really like this thing that I'm saying? Okay, do we have questions? We're ready for small groups? We're good? We're in?
Go.
All right, here goes small group rooms, and you should be on your way to a small group. Please join. And we're going to give you 6 minutes total. So, Alex, 5 minutes plus 1. And here goes...
counting.
This is going well. Okay, there go the people.
They are.
Oh, hi, Rob. Rob, did you not get to go to a room?
I don't know. I just joined.
Oh, well, welcome. Alex, I'm going to go off to room 2. Can you help everyone who's still here?
Yes, I can do that.
All right.
Huh?
I can go first.
And the rabbi is joining us.
I'm here. Hi, guys.
No, I'm not going to go. I'm not going to say anything then.
Okay, so hi.
Just kidding.
Hi, gang.
Hi.
Somebody said they were going first. I don't know who it was.
I did.
Do it, Barb.
My first one is I am kind.
What you like about yourself is that you are kind.
Correct.
Okay. What I like about me is that I am tall. Connie?
What I like about me is I'm a fighter.
Oh, good. Harold?
What I like about me is I am knowledgeable.
Good. Jeff?
What I like about me is I am still learning.
You're still nerdy?
Still learning.
Oh,
That's like nerdy.
But definitely nerdy fits into that same category.
So just so you guys know, I just got word that my group gets broadcast to YouTube.
That's okay.
So
Should I
round
change my clothes and dress up?
yes, round 2. Go for it, Barb.
Oh, I am a deep thinker.
That's true. What you like about yourself is?
I am a deep thinker.
I love it. What I like about myself is I get emotional. I changed the verb.
What I like about myself is I am emotional.
Amen.
What I like about myself is I am patient. What I like about myself is I am happy.
Nice. Round 3.
So this one I changed. I started with I am sad. And then I realized that sad was a euphemism for scared. So what I like about myself is I am scared.
Amen. What I like about myself is I am creative.
What I like about myself is I am happy.
What I like about myself is I am positive. What I like about myself is I am old.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Any feedback? Any thoughts? What this brings up? What happened?
Very positive. This whole thing made me feel very positive.
That's grand. I love that.
It also made me think about some things that I am too that I hadn't thought about.
Such as?
Old.
Old. Right. Other. Yeah.
I made it this far, and I'm sure glad I did.
Amen.
Right. That's funny because I made it this far and did not expect to make it this far. Well, that's great. That's why I'm very appreciative of being old. I did not expect to be this old.
When you feel good about yourself, then you can feel better about others.
Yeah.
True. That.
Why is it so hard for us to feel good about ourselves? There's an assumption in there, and maybe my assumption's off, but what is this about us?
Well, we're a negative society. It's all about winners. If you can't be a winner, you can't.
Yeah.
So, it's not a game. It's a process, and we need to take the game out of it.
Yeah.
And make it a process.
Yeah, we're all still becoming.
Right.
And that's how we win.
Well, that's how we get better. I don't know if win is the right word. Win assumes a good case in point is the Canada-Sweden gold medal soccer game yesterday. And
what happened? I forgot to watch it.
The game was tied at the end of regular time. The game was tied at the end of extra time. The game was tied at the end of a 5-person shootout, and then sudden death caused the winner. So you look at that whole soccer game, there's 120 minutes of soccer plus a 5-man shootout, and it ends up with sudden death. That's horrible. Those teams were outstanding.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we do have
They should have done it like the guys did it for the high jump, where they both got gold. Right. They both
I love that.
Yeah. That was exceptional.
Yeah.
When they both said, "Can we both get gold?" And they said, "Yes." That was exceptional. What a wonderful, uplifting moment that was.
Right. And compare that with the women's soccer game where they had to have a loser.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Are we all back yet together with the rabbi?
It looks like we're all coming back.
I wanted another minute or two.
Well, I'll tell you, one of my goals is to try to please everyone.
Sorry to hear that.
That doesn't work.
How are you doing with that?
Well, I'm doing earnestly trying. Whether or not y'all are happy, that's not up to me. But I am trying to please everyone. Some people you went too long, some of it went too short. Yeah, that's going to happen. Sorry about that.
Brian.
For those who was too short.
So it's the Three Bears way of doing things?
Yes, this is the Three Bears version.
No,
one is too long, one is too short, one is just
So
right.
let me ask for a little bit of. We did this last week, and we're not used to doing the same thing a second week in a row. And what new came out? What kind of was there some learning that came out of your group? Was there some specific aha moment? Something that you'd like to go? Yeah,
Sherry
Ron.
should have been more thoughtful before she proceeded.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She was curious, kind, and thoughtful were her three thoughts.
Of who she is.
And
Yeah.
Of who she is, and she should have been thoughtful first.
Okay, well, thank you for armchair quarterbacking that one. Rob? Go ahead, Ron.
In looking at these, at least in mine, I realized that each one of these things that are positive, there is an inverse. And each one of the negative ones, there is also an inverse.
Can you give us an example, Ron?
Okay, one of my negative my negative one was something I like about myself is that I am boastful. But the inverse of that is I'm a pretty good storyteller. You know,
So you got both.
Yeah, I am kind, but sometimes I'm a pushover.
Yeah. I think this
I am brave, but sometimes that's just being plain foolhardy.
I love it. This is going to drop me right into ta-da! It's time for me to do. I've been doing these little God drops, and I want to give you a little theology. And it's a fancy word, and I'm going to spell it out because I wouldn't get it otherwise. It's apophatic. It goes like this. Wait, hold on.
I can hardly wait to use that in Scrabble.
I know, seriously, that's a good one.
Apophatic. Apophatic means something that you're defining in terms of what it is not. And there's a whole branch of theology that says you can never say God is this. You can't say that because that would limit God to being whatever the it is that you say God is this.
Yeah.
So apophatic theology is this idea.
You say he's limitless.
Well, I wouldn't use the third person singular masculine, but you can say that God is limitless. You can say that God is without end. You can say God is not something, but you can't say that God is an anything. So that gives us our little God drop moment. That was it. Thank you. It fits in very well with what you were just saying, Ron, that to define something in terms of what it is not can often be a useful way of defining things.
God is great.
I've heard that. I've heard that. I think there are also other opinions on the subject.
God is God.
All right, let me bring us to anything else you want to talk about.
Rabbi, I had one thing I wanted to share real quick.
Please do, please.
So last week, you kind of caught us unaware and had us write those things down. It was just starting the service, and mine were all three were negative. This time, I wasn't expecting to do it again, but you had us sit and look at each other's eyes for a minute ahead of time.
Yeah.
And all mine were positive this time.
Yeah.
And I don't think that was a coincidence of having a minute of reflection and looking at all these people that I care about. Changed my definition of myself too.
Well, that's nice. There could be a causal thing.
Might be.
Wait, that could also bring us back a little bit to what Betsy was saying, that if we have more love in our life, we're going to find less annoyances.
Yep.
I like that. Oh, wonderful, wonderful.
Brian, could I say something just quickly?
Hugh, please.
Thank you. One of the mottos I have in my life is the great strength is the great weakness. And the corollary to that is the great weakness is the great strength. And I want to just link back to what Ron said and what this exercise has helped me to think more deeply about. And that is that if I have if I see a characteristic in myself which I perceive as a negative one in one context, it could be that very characteristic is a strength or a positive in another context. And the corollary to that is the other way around too, that some of the things that we think of as our great strengths in another context can actually work against us.
Amen.
I shared with my group that, I don't plan to have a memorial or a tombstone or a headstone, but if I did, it would have that on it, because I see this happening in life all the time, is that the things that I think of as strengths are sometimes weaknesses, and the flip side of that, the weaknesses are sometimes the greatest strengths that I have.
Amen. Amen. We are complicated creatures, ain't we? Thank you, Hugh, for saying. We're going to take a jump, and we're going to go into small groups again in a moment. I want to tell you a story. Annie and I went to Trader Joe's, a supermarket, and we went to put the food in the back of the car, and it has an automatic, so the door kind of opens up by itself. And I see in the back of the car there are 2 boxes that Jane has put there that need to get to the post office. And I say, "Oh, come on, Jane." And Annie says, "Oh, Dad, I guess you're in a bad mood." And I say, "No, I'm in a perfectly fine mood." And she says, "No, you're not. That's your spiritual barometer."
Well, shit.
And I said nothing. And
Good answer.
when we got into, she got into she's old enough, she gets into the front seat next to me, and I said, "Honey, you're absolutely right. I must, like, the facts are the facts. I must be in a bad mood, because that annoyed me more than I found it charming." So last week I talked about a spiritual barometer, that there are some things, and I talk to wedding couples about this often, that there are things that your partner might do that most of the time, 9 out of 10 times, you find annoying, but then there's that 1 in 10 time where you see the thing, or sometimes going to check out at a supermarket and you see the line, you're like, "Oh my God, that is ridiculously long," but you're saying it to yourself this 1 out of 10 times with a sense of humor to it. And you can tell these are spiritual barometers. So I want you to think in your life of where, and here's your hints. If you live with other people in community, the places are usually the bathroom, the kitchen. There's something that other person you cohabitate with does in one of those 2 places that most of the time it's really annoying, but sometimes it's not. And if you don't like those examples, hold on. Your supermarket or on the road while you're driving, most of the time something annoys you, but every so often you go, "Can you even believe?" And you say it with a sense of humor. So what I would like us to do is I would like us today, at the end of today, I would like our. I haven't used these letters for a while. I'd like our. This week I'll ponder. I want you to ponder this week your spiritual barometer. But in order to know what your spiritual barometer is, we're going to go into small groups, and I'd like you to tell people in your small group, one of my spiritual barometers is this. And before we do that, I just need to take a look and see everyone and say, do you have at least a direction in which you might have one or two things that are your spiritual barometer as of yet? Or do I need to talk and help you land the plane a little bit more? Could
you give an example?
Yeah. So I know I'm in a bad mood when my phone rings and it's my brother-in-law Bob, and I look at the phone and I think, what the fuck does he want? I know I'm in a bad mood. He hasn't said anything. And there are other times where the phone rings and I go, oh my God, it's Bob. I can't wait to talk to him. Like there's something different about me. He didn't do anything different. He's just the phone call. Another spiritual barometer for me is bad architecture. There are times I see an ugly building, something painted absolutely the wrong color, and I just start to laugh to myself. And then I know I must be in a good mood. The one that I first realized it with was with Jane and packages. She cannot return a package. It's just impossible. It does not happen for her. And maybe 7 out of 10 times I'm annoyed by it. 3 out of 10 times now I go, oh my God, I'm married to the cutest person in the world. I don't understand it, but she cannot return a package on time. So those are some examples for me. Does that help you to think of? I don't want to push you too fast out of my helping, but I also want you to be talking to each other. So we all right? We're going to go to small groups again. And we're just going to do 3 minutes in the small group for everyone to have a chance to say what their spiritual barometer is. Let's take 5 minutes. Let's take 5 minutes. And does that sound all right, Ron? I gave you 2 extra minutes.
Oh, I love you.
I love you too. All right, here we go. Breakout rooms are happening. Thank you, Alex, as always, for running all the technology behind the scenes. Go back to our groups.
Same group.
Hi, group.
We're back again.
I already went, so you guys get extra time. We lost Connie.
Oh, she had to make a pit stop.
Okay.
Shall we wait?
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Start us off. What do you got, Barb?
Well, I was trying to think. When I get up, I think part of my spiritual barometer is when I look outside, what does it look like to me?
Right.
And so, for example, today, I can't see the hills and the sun is bright red because there's so much smoke in the air.
And sometimes that's annoying and sometimes it's not?
Sometimes I'm more accepting.
Exactly. Yeah.
This is what's happening. And sometimes I just want to scream.
Nice. Thank you, Barb. Weather being one of them. Jeffrey, what do you got? Or Harold? I apologize. I come into a room and then all of a sudden it's assumed that I'm leading the room, and I feel funny about this at the moment.
I think it's kind of a silly one, but it's true for me, is that if I go into the kitchen and I see that the recycling is full, sometimes that gets me crazy, and sometimes I just take it out.
Perfect example. Yeah. And I have that exact same one.
It happened to me this morning.
And the compost.
Why can't anybody else take out the recycling?
Amen. Right, good one. Harold, what do you have?
I like people to pay attention. Whether they're listening or talking or whatever they're doing, I like them to pay attention. And sometimes when somebody's not paying attention, it just drives me up the wall. And other times it just, okay, they're not paying attention.
I love it. I didn't hear a word you said.
That was good.
Connie, how about for you?
I just walked in. What are we doing?
We're thinking about what are the things that sometimes annoy us and sometimes we are totally fine with, and using those as a way of figuring out how we are.
Oh dear.
Let's see if anyone else wants to double dip while you're thinking.
Okay.
You want to do that? Barb or Jeff or Harold?
Thinking.
I think I might, I've not said this or thought this before, but it might just be everything in my life.
Yeah.
Like, I'm either in a shitty mood or I'm not.
I've tried to learn. It's been kind of hard to not.
Yeah. We can't necessarily. I think that's why I went with barometer and not spiritual thermostat.
Right. Okay.
Because a thermostat you can set and you can say, I want to be over here. A barometer is just where the liquid is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
I think another way that I look at it is my degree of generosity. It's like I go to the market and so many people don't have masks on, as an example.
Yeah.
Sometimes I want to slap them. And sometimes I can go to a higher place and think they get to make their choice. This is their journey.
Yeah.
That's a hot one for me.
Can your barometer be that it's not makes you angry, but it just okay, every day I get up and I make coffee for myself and my wife. 9 days out of 10, it's just going down and doing the chore. But one day it's like, geez, I wish she would make coffee.
Yeah, right. Exactly that. Exactly. Because most of the time it's not a thing, and then one day it is a thing.
Right.
But
it doesn't make me angry per se. It's just
you notice it. Yeah. That's it. That's exactly it. Is that you get to notice it, and then you get to go, what's with me today?
Right. Traffic does that to me too.
You sometimes have a good sense of humor about traffic?
Yeah, you got to.
Yeah, that's true.
You can get mad if you want, but you still ain't going anyplace.
Right.
Now we do have a check on you there, Connie. Is that true about him?
Yes, and we have a joke. We go to the gym and we have several stoplights, and we no longer say we have to stop at the stoplight. Now we say, oh, we get to stop at this stoplight.
Nice reframe.
Well played. Oh,
I want one. I just collect little thingies, and this was a Halloween decoration.
Okay. You're a Halloween enthusiast.
Well, welcome back.
He's an everything enthusiast.
All right, this is where I say hello and welcome back, and I'm glad we're all here. Thank you guys for doing that. We are, of course, running quick on time, but thank you. And I'll add one thing that we talked about in our group, which I wish I had said, is that it's a spiritual barometer, not a spiritual thermostat. You're not setting the temperature and saying, no, I'm going to move it to cheerful. It's just a barometer. It's just a way of saying this is where I am at this moment. It's not. Okay. I have some announcements. Harold, are you at the ready for the announcements?
I think, let me click on the email.
All right.
Okay, I'm ready.
Here we go. Harold and the announcements, ladies and gentlemen.
ROTB announcements for August 7th, 2021. Hello, I am Harold. Come on.
Harold.
Make it clear. I am today's Saturday service announcer. Wahoo, wahoo, wahoo.
Go, Harold, go.
One thing that I have found myself doing that I learned here with RB is talking too much. Donations. Rabbi Brian gives a lot. He would like to ask, if you're a regular attendee, please feel encouraged to become a monthly sponsor. If you're already a monthly donor, consider increasing your help and give Rabbi Brian less fundraising to worry about. Follow the links on the chat or go to rotb.org.
Except for the fact that the website seems to be down right now.
Okay.
Oh.
Clubhouse. Rabbi Brian says all of my Facebook time has become Clubhouse time. The class is a private, standalone, small social network for ROTB members. Follow the links on the Saturday service attendees form. The Saturday services attendees form. Please use the Saturday service attendees form if you want to tell Rabbi Brian something, you want an invitation to the clubhouse, you want to put someone super annoying on Rabbi's poo-poo list. Office hours. Rabbi Brian's regular office hours this Tuesday, the same link, 11 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time or Standard Time, Chief?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sorry, it's Pacific time. I'm really bad at time zones. So if it's 8 o'clock my time, that's all I can tell you.
Pacific Daylight Time.
Okay.
Chiquina Group, their Latin insignia is Vente de Loci. Let's talk about God. Post in the chat if you want to be a God talker. Rita and Bruce, please take a look for that. The next hour. Stick around for small groups. We have Deep Dive with Al and Kip for people who want to take a subject and burn a hole in it. Donuts with Maria and Joe for people who want to talk about topics brought up today in Atmosphere of Donuts. Poetry Room. If you have a poem you'd like to share or listen in, meet up in the Poetry Room. And now back to you, RB.
Well, thank you. Let's have a round of applause and give some love to Harold for reading our announcements. Thank you, Harold.
Good job, Harold.
It is time for our little review. So I'd love to hear at this time something that you picked up today, something that you learned today, something that you're going to take with you and ponder for the rest of the week. What are you taking? We're already here almost at the end of the hour. We have another hour afterwards if you can stick around. But what'd you get out of this first hour? What's a little pithy thing that I can then put on the 2-bullet summary of the service?
Apophatic.
Apophatic. You like the idea that you can define something in terms of what it is not. Fantastic. What else did we learn out of today?
Barometers are not thermometers.
Yeah.
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 That's good.
All right. What else do we get?
Surely there's a lesson about peaches in here somewhere.
This is my poo-poo look. All right.
In more ways than one.
What else do we get? What else did we talk about today? We talked about
thoughtful first.
Say that again, Rob.
Be thoughtful first.
Be thoughtful first. I like it. I like it. More love equals less annoyance.
Yes.
And on barometers, not thermometers, I'm going to throw in that has something to do with acceptance. What we're always working towards. Who had a aha moment when it came to the spiritual barometer of one of your own spiritual barometers? Is everyone leaving here with a spiritual barometer?
Yes.
Everyone leaving here with something to think about.
Yep.
So if I were to give
that was a choice.
Say it again.
I didn't know that was a choice.
To have a spiritual barometer. So thank you for putting it that way, Jeffrey. You don't have a choice to have a spiritual barometer. You have a choice whether or not you pay attention to what it is. Right? You have a tail. It's either wagging or not. Whether or not you know that's how you are, that's another thing. And this brings me back, and Al pointed this out for when we started with this idea of having an open heart and sharing with people how we really are. That you can't do that unless you know how you really are. And so we have this need to know. How have we been doing? I know I gave the homework a long while ago of answering slowly when someone says, "How are you?" And actually checking in with yourself. Somebody said to me, I can't remember who I was talking to yesterday, and I wish I could remember and give them credit right now. But I asked, "How are you?" And they said, my answer depends on how much time you have for me to answer that.
Yeah.
Right? And not always to do at the checkout stand at the supermarket, but if the person asks you how you are, take the chance maybe they actually want to find out, which will give you a chance to find out actually how you are.
You could say, do you want the short answer or the long answer?
And it reminds me, there's this old Jewish joke that goes like this. One person says to the other, how are you? It says, in one word, good. Well, how are you more than one word? In 2 words, not good.
Yes.
Love it.
Okay.
Yes.
Vibes.
Before it ends, I want to remind you about Helen and some raffle tickets.
Oh, thank you for the reminder. Helen, how many do you get?
All
I
of
think
them.
that my raffle ticket is really to be shared with everyone here.
Okay, now, if you're new here, I give a raffle ticket when people are proud of something that they did. And I actually don't give the raffle tickets. This is more of a conceptual thought piece. But for what do you deserve a raffle ticket that you are now giving to everybody?
I showed myself self-compassion.
Aww.
Woohoo! You shared some self-compassion.
Yeah. And I want to share it with everyone because everyone has helped me with their example.
Of self-compassion.
Yeah, to be more self-compassionate.
So wait, Helen, if I'm not mistaken, what you're saying is because other people have been willing to be themselves, it has helped you to be yourself.
That's right.
So if you were to give the people a message, it would be to do what?
To love themselves.
Right? Folks, I'm going to just say it, this is what religion is about. It's what it has to be about, finding when we make mistakes, holding ourselves accountable, but being loving towards ourselves and being loving towards others. Is that it? Let me get a full screenshot of all of you.
Amen.
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 That's what we're here to do, to be kind to ourselves. And you never know it. You never might know it, but someone else is watching and sees you being kind to yourself. Someone else is watching and hears you being compassionate to yourself. Someone else is watching. And it helps them, just like we had last week with the open secret. When we share who we really are, we're giving a gift. And it's a shame that we're all trained so well to do the opposite. So Helen, you win all the raffle tickets and thank you for giving them back to all of us. Anyone else have a quick last minute, here's something I've learned from Religion Outside the Box, here's something I'm taking? That was a big question. Yeah, Candace?
Well, I wasn't clear on what a spiritual barometer was, but after we came out of the groups, it was explained pretty well there. But when you said it's a barometer, not a thermometer,
yeah.
That clicked something in my brain. I don't know. I'm not sure that I understand. It's going to settle into place in short order.
But,
not a thermostat.
Okay, so Candace, is there something that sometimes it happens and it annoys you and sometimes it happens and you're totally fine with it and maybe even find it humorous?
I'm sure there is. I just can't remember anything right now.
Okay, here's an idea. Let's take a week to think about it.
Okay.
And email me if you need in the meanwhile. All right, folks, thank you guys. Take a look on the screen. Look at all the people who are here, just like you, risking being human, being real, showing who they really are, who you really are in front of a group of other people. So thank you for taking the chance and risking it. It's amazing how transformed we can be through this. Okay, we're going to stick around the second hour. Alex, you are already hosted. I am going to remember to save the chat this week just to do something a little bit different. And everyone, if you would take a moment, wave to everyone, say goodbye, and then we're going to continue with donuts, deep dive, and poetry. Bye, Facebook people. Bye, YouTube people.
Bye.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Alex, it's all you, my friend.
Alrighty, I have opened up the breakout rooms. So for those of you that want to go to a room, you can go to deep dive with Kip, or you can, if you have poetry you want to share, you can go to the poetry for better or worse, or better, sorry, for better or verse. And then we also have the Wild West, which is